President Biden says Ukraine remains free and that Russia's president has failed to achieve any of his strategic objectives there, also urging the incoming administration not to walk away. The president also says his administration is pressing hard to close a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan telling reporters earlier Israel and Hamas are close to a deal and that it can get done this week.
Sullivan says the parameters are the same as a framework outlined by President Biden back in May that would see hostages freed in phases and Israeli forces gradually withdraw from Gaza. The outgoing Biden administration is coordinating with the incoming Trump administration.
It is in the American national security interest, regardless of party, regardless of outgoing or incoming administration, to get this deal done as fast as possible.
There are several Americans among the nearly 100 hostages still held by Hamas.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Israeli officials believe more than 30 of those hostages are dead. Winds are picking up again in Southern California, where wildfires have already destroyed thousands of homes, killing more than 20 people.
These conditions are significant, they are serious, and we need you to follow all orders.
L.A. County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, tens of thousands remain under evacuation orders or warnings. Water trucks now in place to help replenish supplies after hydrants ran dry last week. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When it could snow some more, 20 degrees with clear skies over the monument. There's no trouble on your radar, but the real trouble comes after sundown. 9 degrees is your low. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. You could be getting even more snow tomorrow morning, says Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
Any roads that aren't treated, you're going to get accumulation on the roadways. Some of the treated roads, like your major highways, your interstate, they might not get as much accumulation. Your non-treated roads, your overpasses, things like that will accumulate pretty quickly.
Updike says along with the trouble on the roads, temperatures will drop to the single digits, and then by Friday, even more snow could show up. There was a standoff the northeast side this morning, and it ended with two people escaping an apartment where a man was holding others inside. That's why officers brought in a SWAT team and negotiators, says IMPD's William Young.
As officers entered that particular residence, they did locate the alleged suspect and a victim, both who sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. That suspect, we believe, sustained injuries from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The whole thing's still being investigated by police. Republicans and Democrats appear to have an understanding of each other when it comes to making things more affordable for you. Kurt Darling reports.
As the session began last week, both parties laid out their priorities. Democrats want lower property taxes and more affordable health care. That's something Republican House Majority Leader Matt Lehman can get behind.
You laid out a lot of things I think we can work together on. I think health care is an issue that we have the same focus.
However, education appears to be a sticking point. Democrats hope to fully fund public schools with state money, while some Republicans are pushing a bill that may dissolve some struggling school districts. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana's next governor officially has the job.
I, Michael K. Braun,
do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
And the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
Republican Mike Braun being sworn in earlier today. He replaces Eric Holcomb, who served for 8 years. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Stop smoking without cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all, or your money back. Seminar 8 p.m. on Thursday, January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Indianapolis Northeast in Noblesville. Or 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Registration 30 minutes before seminar. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison interstates look pretty good right now. A little bit of a slowdown on the northeast side, eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
For today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Temperatures have already reached their highs. Peak afternoon temperatures in the lower 20s. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Lows in the single digits. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
I'm Michael K. Braun.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
of
the office of Governor of the State of Indiana
the office of Governor of State of Indiana
to the best of my skill and ability.
to the best of my skill and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And just like that, we no longer have a governor that wants to put you in jail for wearing a mask. How about that? It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out. He's co-hosting The View, and that means Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers on Twitter, is here, and it's official. Indiana has new leadership. I'm excited for this, Jeff. I know you have recently just moved back from a state that had some pretty bad leadership on its own, but I think this is an exciting day.
Yeah, I met the governor here a few months ago. We connected outside in the lobby. He couldn't have been a nicer guy, and I'm so excited, what he's going to do with his policies moving forward, because it feels like Indiana's back. So this is an exciting day.
So now the pressure is on, right? All right, you got elected. You've got a running mate here. You've got a lieutenant governor who has promised he is going to do the will of the people. Now it's go time, right? And Donald Trump's going to face this same thing here in about a week. All right, you got a 2-year window, Trump. You've got the House, barely. You've got the Senate, and, of course, the magic of the pen and the executive order. 2-year window to get something done. This is where the pressure comes in.
Well, I think the real pressure comes in the next time we have a snowfall. I will judge him solely on how the streets are handled, because whatever happened Friday was absolutely ridiculous. Not his fault. He wasn't in office.
It's more of a mayor deal there. That's old Boss Hogsett not doing you well.
Woo, I'm shocked even to be here this morning because it was that bad. But for the governor, listen, I love his policies, and this is exciting.
So when he got a chance to do the speech today, his message was kind of a hat tip to the working class and small business owners of Indiana.
In Indiana, we have a strong foundation built on the shoulders of the fearless, hardworking Hoosiers, small business owners, talented entrepreneurs, persevering leaders who laid the foundation upon which we will build. That same entrepreneurial drive must live within us, each of us, to face today's challenges. Let us listen to this higher calling of our Hoosier spirit. Let us draw upon the cooperation and determination our younger years required, not tied down by government burden, choked by economic strain, or hindered by the fear of the future. We don't want to do that.
All right, I'm good with that. I like what I hear so far. Always good to be on the side of the, quote, working man. Now, the folks on the opposite side of the political spectrum, Jeff, are going to say, you've been a rich dude for the last, 20 years. You don't know what it's like to be, in the mix every single day, blah, blah. But you know where they're saying it at? On the minority.
Right. And, as someone whose father worked at Indiana Bell for 42 years, talk about hardworking. My mom raised 8 kids and then became a preschool teacher. Man, we need someone to look out for us. And he sounds like that person. And Donald Trump, too. That guy's been rich his whole life, but he sure is looking out for people like us. So it's exciting.
And when it comes to costs and expenses. And yes, property tax, which has become a really big, important thing on the governor's radar, mainly because of this radio station, WIBC. I'll give a hat tip here to Rob Kendall. He's been leading the charge on trying to get somebody to listen to how ridiculous these property taxes are. Here is now Governor Mike Braun.
We can accept high health care costs as inevitable, or take on the opaque system to lower costs and increase transparency for all Hoosier families, like I did in my own business 16 years ago. We can settle for complacency in our education system or empower parents and prepare our students for the jobs that will power the future. We cannot accept rising property taxes as an unfortunate fact of life, or explore every avenue to reduce the burden on hardworking Hoosier families and businesses. I guarantee you that we're going to give it one good shot at getting that back in place where it needs to be.
Now, Jeff, maybe I'm overthinking this, and I tend to do that. But when he said, we're going to give it one good shot. So what happens if some of these establishments squish here in the Indiana State House say, you know what, we're going to focus on property taxes next year? Is this the one good shot, or am I just overthinking this? I heard the word one, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you have to take a shot. So the fact that he's actually going to try to do this, and you know the key phrase that I heard, as a business owner. So here's somebody who's actually done it, and those are the kind of people I want running my state. So that part's exciting. Again, giving him a pass on that one shot, and if it works, awesome.
And the governor of Indiana has agreed to join us each month here on the Hammer and Nigel show, so we'll get some transparency going. Unlike the predecessor, I know he's going to be going on with Tony Katz, probably Rob as well. So I like the fact that these new elected officials are willing to come on with us. Now soon to be Senator Jim Banks will be joining us twice a month this year as well. Micah Beckwith, he was the underdog winner in that lieutenant governor's race. He spoke today.
Thank you for this incredible honor. Today is a day of great significance, not just for me, but for the people of Indiana. To be entrusted with the office of Lieutenant Governor is both a privilege and a responsibility I take with the utmost urgency and solemn dedication. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the people of Indiana for placing their trust in me. This is your victory, too. I stand before you today not as an individual, but as a servant of the people. It is you, every Hoosier, every family, every community, who have given me this opportunity, and it is to you that I will always answer.
Now, Jeff, I'm going to use a wrestling term here. I don't know how much wrestling you've watched in your life, but when The Rock was in the ring, he called himself the People's Champion, right? He was the People's Champ. I kind of feel like that's the case with Micah. He is not liked by the establishment folks. He's certainly not liked by the political left, because anybody that believes in God and Jesus is like the boogeyman to those people. But the people were so passionate about this guy, and they told their delegates, and they went to the convention, and after a series of votes, he kind of shocked the world and became the lieutenant governor by the people.
Well, I'll tell you, this guy's right up my alley. As a guy who's also a Christian who fears God, he kind of embodies all of the things that I would like to see more of in our government. And I was really excited 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden on Twitter, it popped up. I had a new follower. It was Micah Beckwith. So I immediately followed him back. And hey, Micah, great job. I can't wait to help you in any way possible.
Here's a little bit more from the lieutenant governor of the state of Indiana.
My fellow Hoosiers, let me leave you with this thought. We are all on a journey together. This is not about one person or one office. This is about all of us, every Hoosier, working to make Indiana the best place to live, to work, and to raise a family. As President Washington encouraged his fellow Americans to walk uprightly before heaven, today I call on Indiana to also remember the words so wisely spoken 236 years ago. If we do what is right If we do what is just and we do what is virtuous before the throne of heaven, Indiana will be that shining city on a hill that every state in the nation and around the world will envy and admire. My fellow Hoosiers, now is that time.
Okay, and again, just some advice from me to the governor and lieutenant governor, just based on things I've seen over the last 8 years. Please do not lock people down. Please do not try to jail people if they don't wear a mask. And it would also benefit you greatly if you didn't call the working class a petri dish. And I can't stress this enough, Jeff, meet with a domestic terrorist who threatened to take over the governor's mansion.
I could see where those would be negatives, is what you're saying. I also please no kneeling. At any point, don't kneel. And good for him talking about his faith. I'm much more worried about the separation of Hollywood and state than I am church and state.
100%. Real quick, I know we're up against it here, but this seems like a story that went away because the bad guy was ultimately caught and killed. But the Orange County deputy, Sheriff Zach Andre, remains in critical condition after being shot multiple times on January 3rd. Now, if you remember, the gunman here, Austin Shapers, he went on this, 24-hour on-the-lam manhunt where he was ultimately apprehended by police. There was a shootout, and they shot him dead. But that was after the officer was shot 4 times, including once in the head. He is listed in critical but stable condition in the intensive care unit at the University of Louisville Hospital. He's under sedation. But I got a note over the weekend from his family saying, hey, we know you guys support law enforcement. Any prayers you could pass along to this awesome young man would be amazing. So by all means, you got it. Man, what an awful story. But Zach, hang in there, brother. We got you. All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
Interstate's looking pretty good right now, Hammer. Eastbound 465 is going to be a little bit tight before Allisonville Road over 269. A crash, Old Mill Drive at North Point Drive. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Could have some more snow tomorrow. I know that's exactly what you were asking for. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up here in just a moment. 22 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, if your windows are letting in the cold air, if you got condensation, if it's drafty, if the cold air is getting in, the hot air is getting out, it might be time for new windows. That was what was happening with my house and my windows before I decided to go with Window Nation. By the way, energy bills are going up again this winter, up to 23%. So if you're tired of turning up the heat in the morning, hearing that furnace running all day and all night long, it's time for Window Nation.
The best windows on the market, energy efficient, and the best staff. A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. All of the employees at Window Nation, when they come to your house, they've got years of experience. And right now, with this deal, there's no reason why you shouldn't be talking to Window Nation. 50% off all style of windows. And you don't pay anything. No interest for 2 years. Even if you're just thinking about getting new windows, or maybe you've got questions, call Window Nation right now. 866-90-NATION. 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give Family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal. It saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air. Nobody cares for you like family. Your American Standard Air dealer.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Woo! Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Wind chill factors. -5 to -15 expected tomorrow and Wednesday. Throughout the WIBC listening area, might see a squall of snow every once in a while. Jeff, I know you are back to driving in the snow after being in the warm weather for a long time.
Yeah.
Take me through your efforts Friday night navigating through the snowy streets of Indianapolis.
Right. Well, anyone who listened to Friday's show, you could hear the fear in my voice all throughout the show. In back of Hammer's head was snow, giant chunks of snow falling down. So I was wondering, what's the best way to get back? I went to Matt Bear, and he plotted a course for me, and I almost died. So thank you, Matt. I found something out on the way home, though. My car has rear-wheel drive, and apparently that's not good in the snow because I went sideways on Fall Creek, but you'll be proud of me. I saved it like Danny Sullivan at the 585.
Atta baby.
So I saved it.
There's still a Hoosier in that heart. There's still an Indiana kid in there.
Yeah, but now I'm terrified because you're saying possible snow tomorrow?
Possible snow tomorrow and even colder temperatures.
Oh.
Like if you thought it was cold the last couple of days, like if you have to take the trash out or go get the mail or let the dog out, and you think, man, it really sucks out here. It's going to be way worse than that tomorrow and Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
So as the president once said, quote, get ready, bow. Now, our friends at AAA have put together a list of winter car essentials that you need to have in your car if you ever get stuck in a snowstorm. Jumper cables, hand warmers, blankets, tow straps, and traction mats. Those are things that AAA said you should probably have in your car because these conditions are, as the kids would say, awful.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
That also sounds like stuff I had on my prom night. But we'll talk about that during the break.
Again, we are still awaiting the official announcement of our bowling event, the Hammer and Nigel Show charity bowling event. We did this last year, and it is going to happen. I think they're just working out some logistics of a date, because speaking of snow, we had it last year, and it was on one of the most snowy nights of the year. So I think they moved it back a little bit this year, thinking, well, there won't be snow. Ha! Here we are, like it snows every other day now, but we're trying to get a date locked in, so stick around. We'll have more information on that coming up. But in the meantime, Jeff, let's take a trip down memory lane here. Great moments in bowling history. This is the story of the bowling Karen. So if you go to a bowling alley, it's kind of common courtesy that you don't bowl the same time as the person next to you.
Right.
You let them go, and then you go. Some dude didn't know the rule, violated it, but he came out like the victim in this because of bowling Karen.
No, it's my
because
first
you
time
didn't
bowling.
know how to wait your turn when you're bowling next to my family?
How do I have to wait a turn? We're on different lanes.
That's the problem. You see, you're not supposed to go when other people are going because I could be a professional and you could be screwing me up.
I can see your score. You're definitely not a professional. You finished the game with 40 points.
Well, I took some pictures of you and your family.
That's
and
kind of weird.
Because you don't know bowling etiquette.
Go ahead and show them.
You
I
don't
don't
know
care.
bowling etiquette.
I don't
You
care.
don't know bowling etiquette.
Okay.
Man, right there recording me. He's recording me.
Yeah, I am.
Physically assault me and he called me a slur.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Oh, nice. How many times does she send her meal back at Applebee's?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Great moments in bowling history. One of Nigel's favorite movies, The Big Lebowski.
Over the line!
Huh?
I'm sorry, Smokey. You were over the line. That's a foul.
Bullshit. Mark at 8, dude.
Excuse me. Mark at 0. Next frame.
Bullshit, Walter. Mark at 8, dude.
Smokey, this is not Nom. This is bowling. There are rules.
Hey, Walter, come on. It's just, hey, man, it's Smokey. So his toe slipped over a little, you know? It's just a game, man.
This is a league game.
It's a league game. There are rules. And last but certainly not least, great moments in bowling history back in 2020 when COVID outbreak took a hold of America, Jeff. Some states never closed, but some states did. But then they realized, wait a minute, this whole thing seems like people are going to be okay for the most part, and they opened back up. And this brings us to the state of Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp opened up bowling alleys and tattoo parlors before other states that had closed down. And this created a big stir. So in honor of Brian Kemp and his bold decision to open up bowling alleys during COVID, Hammer and Nigel Records put this together.
All right, Georgia. Keep on bowling, baby.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp will allow some non-essential businesses to begin reopening. Tattoo parlors, bowling alleys, salons, and barbershops can reopen.
Ladies and gentlemen, coronavirus. Gotta keep on bowling, baby.
Come on.
Lift off the lockdown. Feel free to go out. Get up. Haircut. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Come on. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. You know I got a 7-10 split right here. EMP. Brian Kemp has no fear. Every time I roll, it's a strike or a spare. Got shoes you share, balls you share. 3 or 4 weeks, fewer people getting sick. So come get your kicks with this Kemp wrist get mixed. So with your handicap punk, yo, set the pins up and wish me good luck while I pick this spare up. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Keep bowling, yeah. Bowling, come on. Yeah. Bowling, bowling. Yeah. Keep bowling, 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 bowling.
Great moments in bowling history.
Nice.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, what an amazing deal going on. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get the next 2 more absolutely free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get the next 2 more absolutely free with no limit and 36 months of no interest financing. That's 3 years to pay for your windows without a single cent of interest. Plus, if you've already received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct and they'll beat it. That's their commitment to giving you the best quality and value for your home. Now, some restrictions might apply, so call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574 to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. universalwindowsdirect.com. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hammer and Nigel here. It's a new year. Time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. Lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido? Could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Nobody matches the experts at Low T Center. And don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan.
For current patients, Low T Center offers $150 referral credits when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com to book that appointment right now. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Time to put your furnace to work. 20 degrees with sunny skies downtown. All clear to radar temps tonight. Expected to drop to the single digits. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:31. Get it ready for single-digit temperatures tomorrow with a colder system on its way. Could also bring some snow. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says this could be a health risk with how cold it'll be outside.
If it was below -10, that would start to reach our excessive cold advisories. And so at that point, it's when you're outside for longer than 30 minutes with exposed skin is when we get to those types of concerns.
Updike says about an inch of snow will cover the roads in the morning. It should stop by early afternoon. The California wildfires are still burning. Los Angeles County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath says people in the area need to be taking precautions.
Please wear N95 masks outdoors. Fine particulates are airborne, even in areas not impacted by the fires.
At least 24 people have died. More than 40,000 acres have burned. The Secret Service has all sorts of security measures in place for the upcoming inauguration. Fox's Ryan Schmelz reports.
Secret Service Special Agent in Charge, Matt McCool, says the agency is not just working with officials on the federal level, but also with Washington, D.C. and Capitol Police to keep President-elect Trump and the public safe on Inauguration Day. He says Secret Service is utilizing agents and specialists from field offices across the country.
Everyone here knows what needs to happen. Regular training, constant communication, and the frequency of these events puts us in a position to succeed.
McCool says the Capitol will be protected by about 30 miles of fencing, and drones will be utilized in the security effort. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Republicans in the State House are adamant about finding out property tax relief, since that's one of Governor Mike Braun's priorities. Democrats say they're on board with that as well, but they also hope to work on making buying a home a bit easier.
Housing costs too much, whether they're talking about rising property taxes or how difficult it is to become a first-time homeowner.
House Minority Leader Phil Giaquinta. All this while lawmakers have to pass a new 2-year spending plan for the state. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:33.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
With traffic at 334, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, Hancock County, eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic for a couple miles shy of Fortville Pike. The slowdown begins after County Road 200 west. Also inbound 65 slow 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slowing before and after West Street. Eastbound 465 slow after Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Crash east side Washington Street east of Mithofer Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Very cold tonight with single-digit wind chills. Tuesday, we're tracking some snow in the morning, early afternoon hours, which could bring up to a half an inch of snow at most, but we'll make for some travel with highs only in the upper teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level, on the Go, and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
Gunday with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah. This time every Monday, we get a little lesson from the best 2A attorney in all of America. He's a man that has written some laws into Indiana's Constitution, and he's a damn fine American. Guy Relford, how are you?
Man, I'm great. And thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located right in the store. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
So this new national reciprocity bill.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about this on your show this past weekend. We kind of touched on it, I think, last week a little bit, but now it's starting to pick up some more national headlines. Reset what this is all about.
It is. You know, right now there are states, every state and the District of Columbia, some under threats of litigation. They all now issue a license to carry handgun or concealed carry permit, whatever their particular nomenclature is. They all issue some kind of license to carry a gun. However, each state gets to make up its own mind in terms of what licenses, if any, from any other state they recognize within their state. So, for instance, I have an Indiana license to carry handgun, as you do. That's recognized in 32 states. There are 18 states that say, no, you can't carry your gun into our state with your license. We don't recognize your license. The National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, and actually it's broader than that, it's a constitutional and reciprocity act. It says that every state would be required to recognize the gun licenses of every other state. So
Right.
now I could carry into New York or New Jersey or California or Hawaii and all these other states that right now don't recognize our license.
So let's say that the state of Illinois does not take my license for what it is, right? And I decide, you know what, I'm going to the Cubs game today. Get in the car, we're going to the Cubs game, we drive up to Wrigley, and I've got my firearm, on my hip, or, I've got it somewhere in my vehicle. If I get pulled over, now we got a big problem, because even though I'm a law-abiding citizen who's done nothing wrong, and I've got the right to carry where I live, if I drive 2 hours to the, west or to the north, now it's a whole new ball game, and that's what this bill is designed to eliminate, right?
That's exactly right. And by the way, Illinois did pass what they call their safe passage law, which essentially, if you're driving through Illinois, you can have a gun on your person if you have a license from your home state. But your point is still dead on, Jason, which is it would fix that problem. And what's really interesting is there's a lot of support for that concept. Get this, from the gay marriage decision of the U.S. Supreme Court. And I know that seems like you talk about apples and oranges, man.
Right,
that's apples and armadillos. But in this case, that decision that came out and said, yes, there's a right to marry someone of the same gender, also said And not only do we require each state to allow gay marriage, but every state has to recognize the marriage licenses of those people. And they went through a 14th Amendment analysis, which is really interesting, that basically says, look, if you're legally married in one state, my goodness, just crossing a state line suddenly means you're not married anymore. You know, that could cause you all kinds of problems. Well, how about me being licensed to carry a gun? And by the way, last time I checked, the Second Amendment explicitly gives me a right to bear arms, right? In the gay marriage decision, they kind of had to cobble together an argument for why there's a right to marry someone of the same gender. But I have a constitutionally protected right. Why does that end, to your point, right when I cross the Illinois state line? That makes no damn sense. So there's actually a legal argument for why the courts and ultimately the Supreme Court ought to say that Illinois is required to recognize our license under the exact same analysis that the Supreme Court used in it's called Obergefell, the gay rights decision.
Huh. I wonder, though, this is, I'm fascinated by federal and local laws. And, and obviously something Trump is really pushing with some of the touchier laws, abortion and gay marriage and transgender issues, is let the states decide.
Yes.
So how does that work against that?
Well, it's such a great point, and this is what I talked about on my show a lot, Jeff, and you're very wise to raise it, which is this National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act is not my favorite way to accomplish the objective, because it's the federal government telling the states what they have to do in terms of recognizing other states' licenses. And listen, would I selfishly like to carry in all 50 states? Of course I would. At the same time, I have to declare myself a hypocrite, because I've been out there, talking about, hey, the 10th Amendment means something, which is a power not expressly given to the federal government, and the Constitution is relegated to the states. And here you got the federal government telling the states what to do. So as much as I would selfishly love to carry in all 50 states, and I talked about this a lot on my show on Saturday, I'd actually prefer for the Supreme Court to say, under that analysis, under the 14th Amendment I just talked about, that states are required constitutionally to recognize my license, not Congress telling the states what they have to do, exactly to your point. By the way, a related point is, what Congress giveth, Congress can taketh away.
Exactly. Right. And so it's a dangerous move at some point.
So I don't trust the bastards to recognize my license going forward long term. But your point is a fabulous one, and that's what I spent about an hour talking about on my show on Saturday.
Monday Gunday with Guy Relford, the gun guy here on the Hammer and Nigel show. So it's a big week for a lot of Donald Trump's cabinet nominations.
Yeah.
They're going through all of the hearings this week. One of them will be Pam Bondi for that Attorney General nod. Now, before everybody starts jumping up and down saying, I hope Trump gets all of his picks through, there's a little baggage there with Pam Bondi when it comes to the Second Amendment, right?
Well, that's exactly the context where there are some concerns. And the Gun Owners of America, by the way, great national organization. They do fabulous work in the courtroom, in the legislature. They do a nice job. They came out just today with a kind of a mass emailing that says, hey, we got some real concerns about Pam Bondi, because she was Attorney General of Florida. And generally, there's some things down there that Trump obviously really liked in terms of positions she took.
I mean, she's a bulldog. She's a fighter. She gets after certain things.
She is. But at the same time, right after the Parkland school shooting at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, she came out and actually supported things like strengthening their red flag law that allows the seizure of firearms from individuals who've not been convicted of any crime. And she has she supported and actually defended in court the restriction in Florida that also came right out of that shooting in Parkland of disallowing anyone 18 to 20 being able to go into a gun store and buy a gun. So an 18, 19, 20-year-old can go serve overseas and drive a tank or operate a drone or carry an M4 in combat. They can't come home and buy a shotgun to go, hunting with grandpa. And she supported that law and actually defended it in court. Now, part of that is, I always caution people, when you're the Attorney General, it's your job to go in and defend laws that are passed by the legislature of your state. And I've had this discussion with Todd Rokita, who's a huge supporter of the Second Amendment and does a great job on that point, there have been times when I've had cases that go up to the Court of Appeals, and I've got somebody from the Attorney General's office. And I'm talking to Mr. Attorney General saying, "Oh, how are you guys supporting this?" And he goes, "Well, it's our job to go in there and defend the laws of the state of Indiana. It's in the job description, guy." So I give her a little bit. I'll give her a little bit of a break on that point, because it doesn't mean she personally believes in those laws necessarily, so much as she's doing her job as the Attorney General to defend laws passed by the legislature. Having said all of that, there are certainly, I would think, candidates out there that have a little less of a spotted record when it comes to the Second Amendment.
Come back for one more segment?
Always, you bet.
Guy Relford with us. It's Monday Gunday here on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
With the economic cycle so unpredictable, you need to know your risk tolerance or what's an acceptable loss. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. Hi. Trajan Wealth will help you invest tactically and customize your portfolio so it perfectly fits with your risk tolerance level. The first consultation is free at 317-480-4040 or head to TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth knows we can't control the stock market. That's why they always incorporate the economic cycle into your investment considerations. And they know how to handle market turbulence, all important with shifting economic policy and a new administration coming in. Best yet, Trajan Wealth is a fiduciary, and they always have to act in your best interest. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Hey, diamond lovers. Shane Company knows fine jewelry. That means a lot when you're looking for a dream engagement ring, a beautiful keepsake, or the perfect gift. When it's this important, you want someone who knows exactly how to work with your budget. Not against it. Someone who knows you deserve a piece more beautiful than you've ever imagined. Through 4 generations as a family business, we've always sourced our diamonds and gemstones directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. Come see us in store and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. So many in stock and ready to take home today. Create your dream engagement ring in 3 easy steps. Or pick a perfectly preset ring that's created by our in-house design team. Browse our selection of fine jewelry gifts for everyone in your life, from diamond and gemstone studs to must-have tennis bracelets and beautiful birthstone necklaces. With our everyday competitive prices and unmatched free lifetime warranty, Shane Company is your go-to destination for fine jewelry. Visit shaneco.com and come in to see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar at 8. And January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Give family a call for your family maintenance plan, 317-577-8077. Maintenance is crucial.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel all week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Elvis Tribute Spectacular, January 24th at Old National Center.
More info online at WIBC.com.
All right, Matt, what are we looking at?
Downtown Market Street closed in front of the Old City Market between Delaware and Alabama. That is because of a police investigation. Crash west side, 38th and Keel. Southbound 65, stop and go, 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, Hancock County slows before County Road 200 West, and then for about 2.5 miles out to Fortville Pike. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
21 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. It is Monday Gun Day with Guy Relford, the gun guy. Now, Guy, anybody that knows you knows how much you love and support the ATF. You were telling me, I think during commercial break, that you were thinking about ending your law practice and just becoming a lobbyist for the ATF.
Yeah. It's when I got my ATF tattoo that it really showed up my allegiance.
The tramp stamp ATF tattoo, actually.
The whale tail.
There are several jokes that can come out of that, but yeah, we'll leave it right there.
Joking, of course, because it's become such a rogue, woke, ridiculous organization that just goes after law-abiding gun owners and business owners. Well, now Matt Bear's future ex-wife, Lauren Boebert, the representative from Colorado, she's filing a bill to abolish the ATF.
Yeah, this is a bill that would actually do away with the agency altogether. And it's kind of exciting because really exactly to your point, Jason, and I see it in my practice every day. The ATF has become such a rogue agency, and I've talked about it here on Monday Gun Day before, in terms of what really appears to me to be the intentional deprivation of Second Amendment rights from law-abiding citizens, and trying very, very hard to put law-abiding gun shops, gun stores, what we call FFLs, Federal Firearms Licensees, to get their licenses revoked and put them out of business. I think it's been that way under the entire Biden administration.
I mean, think about how many bad guys in this country have weapons, how many weapons are smuggled into this country right across the border, but yet these people, the ATF, they want to go after law-abiding businesses because they think it's, an easy target.
Absolutely. And they're going after, what I've seen in my practice, people that have legitimate gun collections, just trying to have a collection as an investment or because it's a personal interest of theirs, and swooping in on them, confiscating all their guns, confiscating all their property with no remuneration whatsoever, just saying, well, you're illegally in the business of buying and selling firearms without a license. No, I'm not. I just buy and trade it to build a collection, which is absolutely legal under the laws that exist, but ATF will come in. And then they somehow think that is a basis to go out and brag that they're somehow preventing crime, they're reducing crime. No, you're just intentionally trying to infringe the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding Americans. And listen, some of the rank and file guys that I work with, I say guys, men and women at ATF, are some good people. I think the leadership at ATF, the ones under the directly under the supervision of the politicians in Washington within the ATF, are the ones that are sending that agency in the wrong direction.
And it's the same for FBI too. Local FBI agents, that work here in Indiana, do pretty good work. But it's the leadership at the national level, the clown show that is that corrupt FBI department that gives everybody a bad name moving down.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And how fitting for Lauren Boebert. You remember what she did before she went to Congress? She ran a restaurant in Colorado called Shooters, where all the waiters and waitresses, open carried guns in the restaurant, and it got a lot of publicity. And then she went to Denver when our best buddy Swalwell was there when he was running for president, and she heckled him into submission when he was speaking on the State House steps there in Denver, and Eric Swalwell just melted to her, and she used that to leapfrog. And by the way, on gun control is where she heckled him. That was right after he'd said the old, will we come take your AR-15? Will we come take your AK-47? Hell yes, we will. Right after that, he went to Denver, and Lauren Boebert just kicked his ass.
Was that Swalwell or Beto? Because I know Beto was.
I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. It's Beto all along.
Because Swalwell was the fart guy. I just want to make sure.
No, I get the idiots.
We're getting the idiots confused.
I get the idiots confused. Thanks so much for calling me out on that. No. It was Beto 100%. And Lauren Boebert called him out on that. And again, just de-pantsed him there in public, and she used that as a springboard into Congress. So the fact that she's the one now wanting to file a bill to abolish the ATF, it's fitting. It's absolutely fitting.
All right, I've got two diehard IU football fans in the studio. Jeff Boggs, Guy Relford. Yeah. So are both of you guys wanting to hang up some sort of banner that says we only lost to the national championship teams inside Memorial Stadium? Is that what we're going for here, guys?
Yeah, we came in third. I mean, we came in third this year. Guy, I'm excited that we both are so passionate about IU football. I'm sure I'm checking the portal every day, seeing who's coming back, but it's you can't deny the fact that we lost to Ohio State and Notre Dame on the road.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I think that people poking fun saying, hanging a banner.
Because we've seen teams in this city hang banners for not winning something before.
But you know what I think? Hang a banner, no. I know you're being facetious and asking the question. But what it ought to do is just shut people up on whether Indiana deserved to be in the tournament this year.
Herb Street.
Just shut them right square up. But by the way, the only banner I would support seeing hung after this season, especially if Notre Dame wins the national championship, I say Northern Illinois absolutely needs to put a banner up at that moment. I would give them leeway 100% of the time. But no, I think Indiana just shows through what they've accomplished, they deserve to be in the tournament, and we shut some of especially the SEC fanboys up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll tip my hat to you guys. You deserve to be there. You guys had a much better showing than my team did in that college football playoff. All right, if somebody wants to reach out to you, Guy, or hire you, or talk to you, how can they find you?
Through the website, really, relfordlaw.com, relfordlaw.com.
You're the best, Guy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Top stories, next.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity, now through January 16th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And here's the Comer & Cross difference. We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you'll love your new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor, guaranteed. Call us right now for your quick and easy quote and details on $1,000 off during our winter sale. Even our number's easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done.
Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
I'm Patrick McCaffrey, basketball player at Butler University. In 2023, I stepped away from the game and got professional help when anxiety started to overwhelm me. If you're having a mental health crisis, assistance is available for you too. Just call the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, where a trained specialist will give you immediate support. That's what helped me, and it can help you too. Call 988. When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Coming up in 2 minutes, cold temperatures and more chances for snow Tuesday. A man from Texas was in Indianapolis over the weekend, apparently to stalk someone. And Indiana Republicans and Democrats are on the same page about lowering housing costs. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
A new round of warnings. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Forecasters say an extreme fire risk is returning to the L.A. area because of strong winds.
Hundreds of thousands of people across Los Angeles and the surrounding area are preparing their go bags. People who had probably never thought about doing such a thing as of last week. But in the wake of last week's destruction of an urban area like the Pacific Palisades, they now know that they cannot take any chances.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Pacific Palisades. This as the firefight that started last week continues, along with a search of burnt-out homes. More than 20 people have died. President Biden says he's leaving the U.S. in a stronger position on the world stage than 4 years ago.
Delivering a capstone foreign policy speech, President Biden told diplomats at the State Department America is more capable and better prepared.
While our competitors and adversaries are facing stiff headwinds, we have the wind at our back because of all of you.
1 week before leaving office, President Biden says the incoming administration should carry forward on U.S. leadership in artificial intelligence and a clean energy transition.
They don't even believe climate change is real. I think they come from a different century. They're wrong. They are dead wrong.
In the Middle East, President Biden says a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza is on the brink of coming to fruition.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton tells Fox News.
President Biden had the goal to go out and say that America is stronger today than it was 4 years ago. I beg to differ. Uncle Sam has had a kick-me sign on his back for the last 4 years because of Joe Biden's weakness.
Cotton accusing the president of trying to restrain Israel, not giving strong enough weapons to Ukraine soon enough, and underfunding the U.S. military. The Dow up 358 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More cold and maybe more snow. 20 degrees, sunny downtown. No concerns on your radar either. Cold tonight, though. Low of about 9 degrees. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. It's going to get even colder tomorrow, reports Ryan Hedrick.
Single-digit temperatures and light snow hit Tuesday with sub-zero wind chills in some areas. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says this type of weather poses health risks.
If it was below -10, that would start to reach our excessive cold advisories. And so at that point, it's when you're outside for longer than 30 minutes with exposed skin is when we get to those types of concerns.
Updike says about an inch of snow will cover the roads in the morning and should stop by early afternoon. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A man from Texas has been charged with felony stalking after he sent several threats and sexual messages to Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark. Michael Lewis was arrested Sunday at a hotel in Indy. He told IMPD officers that his relationship with Clark was imaginary and all those messages were jokes. Court documents say Clark told police it was no laughing matter and that she was scared. She even changed up her routines to keep Lewis away. A man shot and killed a woman during a standoff this morning at an apartment near Shadeland Avenue and 71st. IMPD's William Young says several of the people were inside, but two managed to get out.
One of those females inside of that apartment was released unharmed. Unfortunately, as officers entered that particular residence, they did locate the alleged suspect and a victim, both who sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot wound.
Police say it was an isolated incident. There's no threat to the public, and IMPD is still looking into it. There seems to be an understanding. Kurt Darling reports on where Republicans and Democrats may be in agreement this legislative session.
Most Republicans have been steadfast to get property tax relief figured out, since that is one of Governor Mike Braun's priorities. Democrats say they're on board with that as well, but they also hope to work on making buying a house easier.
Housing costs too much, whether they're talking about rising property taxes or how difficult it is to become a first-time homeowner.
House Minority Leader Phil Giaquinta. All this while lawmakers will have to pass a 2-year spending plan for the state. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
If you want to sell your home soon or immediately after the holidays, now is the time to get the process started. Get your home sold fast, easy, at top dollar, and guaranteed with Mark Dietel. Perhaps you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what David in Martinsville had to say about working with Mark Dietel. We were in a pinch. We had to sell a property in 2024 to avoid a serious tax hit. We had an agent friend list the property with no activity for months. We then hired the Mark Dietel team and went under contract and closed in a few weeks. What a relief to get our property sold and money in the bank. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. How's it going, Matt Bear?
Harrison, not good in Hancock County on eastbound 70. There's a 4.5-mile delay of almost stopped traffic, barely moving here because of a stall that's in the right lane. A semi broke down, so I'm going to use US 42, get from Mountain Comfort Road to State Road 9 instead, like you're going from Indy to Greenfield. Also, eastbound 465 on the north side slows Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Inbound 65 at 21st Street to Meridian Penn on a 12-minute delay right now. Eastbound 70 slow for a 3-minute delay from Harding Street into Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Audible. If you're stuck in traffic, why not tap into your well-being with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals? Hear expert insight on health, relationships, finance, and more. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Bear with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Happens to all of us. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Very cold tonight with single-digit wind chills. Tuesday, we're tracking some snow in the morning, early afternoon hours, which could bring up to a half an inch of snow at most, but we'll make for some travel with highs only in the upper teens. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Stephen Vienna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hey, now, it is the Hammer and Nigel show. Nigel is out today. Former Letterman writer for some of your favorite television programs, Jeff Boggs, is here. You've got the Late Show with Dave Letterman sweatshirt on today. Little branding there. I like it. Man, it's a big week. We had Indiana's inauguration earlier today. New Governor Braun sworn in. And it's also a big week for Donald Trump's potential cabinet members. The confirmation hearings get going this week. I think Pete Hegseth is going to be the one that brings the most heat, Jeff, not because some view it as a controversial pick. You know, does he have the experience to pull this off? But he works on that evil, no good Fox News. And that just makes the skin crawl of the folks on the political left. So I think that is going to be the most contentious one. That's tomorrow at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, and, you know, Pete, for those who don't remember, on Friday, Elizabeth Warren said she was very worried that he may be too Christian. So that's, you know, that's going to be an issue with Elizabeth Warren, because who better to listen to than Elizabeth Warren about someone's personality traits? But
correct.
Yeah, Pete's going to be a tough one, and I feel like that's the first domino. If we can get that one through, then the others are going to fall. So definitely watching that.
Hegseth tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Some other ones of note: South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. She was picked to lead the Department of Homeland Security. Her confirmation hearing is Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pam Bondi, we talked about her earlier with Guy Relford, Trump's pick for Attorney General. Her hearing will be Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. before the Senate Judiciary Committee. She'll have two hearings, one Wednesday, another on Thursday. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, feels like this is probably the one that's got the easiest road to get confirmed here. He will appear before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee Wednesday at 10 a.m. Now, as for RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, Elise Stefanik, they're all expected to appear before Senate committees later. They have not announced times or dates of those people just yet.
Yeah, that's why we have to, you have to start early. This is the great American reset. Vivek Ramaswamy said it. The American people don't want incremental change. We want a revolution. This is the beginning of it. So any of those outstanding Republican Congress people, this is not the time to, wag your finger at Trump or try to make a name for yourself. We have to start now because, as we all know, midterms are less than 2 years away.
You have a 2-year window to get stuff done. Death toll has risen with those fires out in Los Angeles. The LA County coroner now confirms at least 24 people have died as a result of the fires. And now the wind becomes a concern. So, Jeff, as somebody who has lived out there, and we talked about this Friday, like the area where you used to live was like in the shadows of one of these big fires that we were watching. When they say we're expecting some wind issues, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's the Santa Ana winds. It's kind of unique to California, and it's a really odd thing. It's usually a warm wind that comes, down the Sierra Nevadas, and it just kind of drives everyone crazy. Pets go crazy, people go crazy. The problem now is they're predicting 80-mile-an-hour winds tonight yet again, and the fires, the Palisades fire, I think is when I saw 12% contained, which means absolutely nothing when the winds whip up again. So that's going to be the big danger. And sadly, we're going to be watching the news again tonight, making sure none of this gets out of hand again, which I think it will.
So in addition to the winds, they're also dealing with looting out there now. Police have been dealing with looters trying to steal things. One guy in Malibu, dressed as a firefighter, was arrested. They say they've detained about 30 people between the two main fire areas for looting.
Yeah, I think I have a solution where everyone wins. You take anyone caught looting these fire-ravaged houses, we stuff them into airplanes, and we drop them on the fires. That, it's a way to make it all work.
Can I have it on my pay-per-view channel?
Yes.
Can I acquire the rights from Jeff Boggs to put that on my pay-per-view execution channel?
Yeah, Hammer's on his couch just going, drop them.
You mentioned Elizabeth Warren earlier. Elizabeth Warren, Gavin Newsom, and some other high-profile Democrats have been fundraising off of the fires. And I find this to be kind of gross. They put out some things on social media saying, if you really want to help, here's where you can make a donation. But it goes to Act Blue. Mm-hmm. It wasn't going to the Salvation Army. It wasn't going to the Red Cross or the United Way or anything like that. Fire department directly. This was going to Act Blue, which is a Democrat fundraising platform that keeps nearly 4% of every donation and gives it to Democrat candidates.
Right. This was the one used in Minnesota, to rebuild Minneapolis after the George Floyd riots. Here's the thing. Mayor Karen Bass stood up yesterday and reminded everyone, hey, we have to be strong. We're all in this together. I recommend, because I took a look at, Karen Bass's palatial estate. If people need to go somewhere, go to Karen Bass's house, because we're all in this together. It should work.
Right. I think it's wild now that the LA Times has came out and said, we wish we had not endorsed Karen Bass. Like, a little too late, but when you've lost the LA Times as a radical leftist, you've got to be doing something wrong.
Yeah, but it's the same. You and I talked about it at length on Friday. The same people are voting for the same people. And, man, what's going to change until there's a radical shift? I think Gavin Newsom is doing irreparable damage to his brand, and I hope it continues because, they need to get somebody better in there.
Now, their friends in the national media are still trying to help them out and help them get across the finish line here. Listen to this crap. You've got MSNBC's Jen Psaki, former White House press secretary. As Donald Trump once said, the girl with the red hair. She has a lot of options on who to blame for this. She could use, climate change. She could use the reservoirs. She could say that this was poor leadership from the mayor's office, the governor's office. No. This is Donald Trump and Elon Musk's fault.
And with these fires still burning, we are facing important questions about how to mitigate and prevent disasters like this in the future. Fact is, leaders will need to confront a very complicated and challenging reality moving forward. But right now, that is not exactly what is happening. Instead, Donald Trump and his allies are injecting half-truths, misinformation, and flat-out lies in some cases in order to score a version of political points, I suppose. Those lies were then spread and amplified by the richest man in the world on the social media site that he owns. So I guess none of us should have been shocked this week when Elon Musk posted that the Los Angeles Fire Department prioritized DEI over saving lives and homes. That's an exact quote.
So if I understand this correctly, the real villains in all of this, not the arsonists, not these scumbag politicians who are saying, make this donation, it helps people, when it really goes into a PAC for them. It's the guy who's not president and the guy who's not a politician, Jeff.
Aside from her content, why do they all sound like that? You just like right when it goes in your ears, you just, it sounds like every female who is on TikTok waxing poetic, which they have been forever, about Trump and things that they heard other people say on TikTok. Man, her voice, I don't watch NBC at all. Her voice, just hearing it again, made me shudder a little bit.
I think we all need some good news, right? After hearing a couple of these stories, we need something uplifting. If you need a reason to drink tonight, happy 63rd birthday to country music legend Trace Adkins, Jeff.
Oh, man, that's exciting. So Trace Adkins, he's about as country music as you get, if you think about it. Yeah, Hank Williams Jr. fell off a mountain. That's country music. George Jones got arrested riding a lawnmower for being drunk. That's country music.
Country, yes.
Winona's daughter stole a church van recently. That's country music. But Trace Adkins, I just want to walk through a couple items in his life that make him about as country as you can be. When he was 17 years old, nearly died in a head-on crash. That's pretty country there.
That's pretty country.
Yeah. He almost lost both his legs in a bulldozer accident in 1982.
Very country.
Crushed his left leg 8 years later in an oil tanker explosion.
Even more country, yes.
He was stranded on an offshore oil rig during Hurricane Chantal in 1989.
Badass country, sure.
But none of those compare to what happened in 1984. So here's the story. After a long day of boozing and doing yard work, he came back in the house, and Trace's second wife, Julie Lauren Curtis, she said, "I want you out of the house. I'm sick of you drinking." Trace said, "I'm not going anywhere." Julie grabbed a .38 special, pointed it right at his heart, and shot him.
Boom.
And guess how long it took for them to get divorced after that?
How long?
3 years. That's country music right there.
Wow.
Yes.
What could they be trying to work out in those 3 years? Yeah, I know she shot me in the chest, but I think she still loves me.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is. And a funny thing, I was actually going to do a show with Trace right before COVID hit. We were going to do a show called Judge Trace, where he was going to do a judge's show because his voice is great and he's just tough. And then COVID hit and we never did it. So I missed that. I missed that opportunity. But man, Trace, you are the best.
So I've got a 7-song montage here. Some of Trace Adkins' hits. I've got the over-under set at 5.5. How many do you think producer Allison has heard of? Again, we're just going on the honor system. Let us know if you've heard it. The over-under is 5.5, meaning she can miss 2 and still cash the over. What do you think?
Okay. When I came in this morning, Allison smelled like alcohol. That's neither here nor there. I believe Allison will get way under 5.5. She won't even get over 3.5.
Okay, here we go.
Interesting.
Every light in the house is on.
1 for 1.
Backyard's bright as a crack of dawn. You're gonna miss this.
Yes.
2 for 2.
You're gonna want this back. They raised her up a lady,
yes.
But there's one thing they couldn't avoid.
Man, I think Allison knows the whole catalog.
She's looked country boys. But I guarantee this memory's
Yes.
and she thinks we're just
4. For 4.
Don't brag, all cap, don't take no crap. Ain't a pretty boy toy.
Yes.
I'll rock you
5 for 5. All right.
This ain't no thinking thing.
I don't know.
No.
Yes.
And there it is. Big finish.
Get those bridges on
with that honky tonk, but don't get done. So cash that over ticket
I got
on
duped.
Allison.
I got duped.
Jeff does not know that I was raised on 90s country music.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
Hancock County eastbound 70 between Fortville Pike and State Road 9. We have a stalled semi blocking the right lane. Now the semi's about a mile and a half before State Road 9, and this delay stretches back about 5 miles. So the traffic is between Mountain Comfort Road and State Road 9 like you're going from Indy to Greenfield. I would try US 40 instead, maybe peel off at Mountain Comfort Road and run it up to 9. Inbound 65 slows from 29th to Meridian Penn. That is a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slows before and after West. Crash east side Washington Street at Mithofer. Also looking at a crash, this is Pleasant Run Parkway north at southeastern. Crash west side 38th at Keel. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
20 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Happy birthday to WIBC legend Dick Crum. Yay! Dr. Dirt in the house, baby. My man, happy birthday. Is this anything? Next.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
Shane Company knows fine jewelry. That means a lot when you're looking for a dream engagement ring, a beautiful keepsake, or the perfect gift. Come see us in store and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. Create your dream engagement ring and browse our selection of fine jewelry gifts. From diamond studs, tennis bracelets, birthstone necklaces, and more. With our everyday competitive prices, an unmatched free lifetime warranty, Shane Company knows how to work with your budget, not against it. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air. Nobody cares for you like family. Your American Standard Air dealer.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Jeff Boggs is in for Nige. Is this anything? A woman from Kansas City had 6 ribs removed so she could get a smaller waist. Here's Emily talking about the $17,000 cosmetic surgery and what she plans to do with the bones.
I got my ribs removed. I got them removed for cosmetic purposes. These are my rib bones. There's 6 of them. This one's so tiny and small and petite. They let me keep them. Plan on having someone make a crown.
Oh.
And like incorporate my bone pieces in there and like shave them down.
She's going to make a crown with the bones she had removed to get a smaller waist. Is that anything?
Yeah, you remember people used to shark tooth necklaces? Like, that was kind of cool. I don't know about a crown of bones, but it's kind of pathetic. It is something, but that something is terrible. Why are people doing this to their bodies? I think last week Jocelyn Wildenstein passed away, the famous lion woman who changed her whole face. Man, getting 6 of your ribs removed, why not just do the whole rib cage? That would be my question.
Did you ever hear the urban legend, which never turned out to be true, about Marilyn Manson, that he had his ribs removed so he could satisfy himself?
I don't know.
What
do you mean? What does that mean?
Moving on. A guy on TikTok is going viral after explaining what he says is a winning psychology when it comes to rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. How can you predict what they're going to throw? When people say things aloud, they're much more predisposed to want to do the first thing that they heard or the last thing that they heard. When they say rock, paper, scissors, they're much more likely to do a scissors or a rock. Your first move should probably be a rock. That way you can tie or you can win. Most people never open with paper. I usually do rock. If I win, I will switch. Tie, I will remain the same. Lose. If somebody does paper, well then, give them the win. Who starts with paper?
That anything?
I heard guy on TikTok, so no, that is nothing.
You just got zoned out at that point.
I checked out right after I heard that.
All right, so we're going to have a little round table here, a round of rock, paper, scissors. Allison, myself, and Jeff, okay? I'm going to go rock, paper, scissors, go, and then we go, okay? We're going to see who the winner is. Rock, paper, scissors, go! Allison with the paper.
Wow.
Jeff and I had rock.
I did the paper.
You're on a roll today, Allison. Nice.
She is.
Wow.
Is this anything? There are rumors, scuttlebutt, if you will, that Wendy's and the Girl Scouts are teaming up for a Thin Mint Frosty. Would this be anything?
Yeah, I think so. I'm I'm thinking through, like, I enjoy Thin Mints. I enjoy Andy's candies. Here's the problem. The thing I love about Frosties is putting my fries into them.
You're a fry Frosty guy.
Fry Frosty guy. And really, I mean, that's when you go through the drive-thru, you get your Dave single, you get the little Frosty, you get the big fries. That's heavenly to me. So I personally wouldn't mix those two. You know, it feels like crossing the streams a little bit, but good for anything that they can sell. But to me, that's nothing.
I'm a big Frosty guy. I enjoy a Frosty. And I enjoy Thin Mints, too, so I'll give it a crack. Like, I like the, the Shamrock Shake that McDonald's throws out there. So I'm feeling like maybe this is a seasonal thing that I can get behind. I want to have seasonal options. I want the Shamrock Shake over here. I want Girl Scout cookies over here. And Five Guys, just continue giving me my big fat ass sack of fries. Do all that, and I think we're going to get along just fine. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hammer and Nigel here for our good friends at American Standard Heating and Air. They truly are built to a higher standard. When the weather is as gross as it is right now, it's important to make sure that heating and air and all things HVAC are working properly. And that's where Family Heating and Air comes in. The Morris family and their staff ready to take care of you this winter. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure that furnace is safe and ready to rock for these cold winter nights. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. Maybe you got a quote from somebody else that doesn't look right. Call Family. Nobody takes care of you like family. 317-577-8077. Also, ask about how to get better indoor air quality. 577-8077. Family Heating and Air. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast.
Hammer and Nigel here. It's a new year. Time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. Lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido? Could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Nobody matches the experts at Low T Center. And don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan.
For current patients, Low T Center offers $150 referral credits when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com to book that appointment right now. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Snowplows not getting much of a break. 20 degrees with sunny skies downtown. Your radar's clear. 9 degrees is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Snow is on the way, and it could show up just as you're getting ready to drive to work tomorrow morning, says Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service.
Any roads that aren't treated, you're going to get accumulation on the roadways. Some of the treated roads, like your major highways, your interstate, they might not get as much accumulation. Your non-treated roads, your overpasses, things like that will accumulate pretty quickly.
Updike says it's going to be cold, too. Temperatures likely to fall into the single digits tonight and into tomorrow. There's also another storm system that they're keeping an eye on for Friday that could bring some more snow. Health officials in Los Angeles are encouraging people to mask up because of air quality smoke advisories. Fox's Kristen Goodwin reports.
LA County health officials say the ongoing fires, coupled with strong winds, have severely degraded the air quality by releasing hazardous smoke and small particles into the air.
Please wear N95 masks outdoors. Fine particulates are airborne, even in areas not impacted by the fires.
County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath. Officials also recommending folks limit time outside, keep windows and doors closed while inside, use air conditioners to filter out harmful particles, avoid using fireplaces, candles, vacuums, and leaf blowers. Also to clean dusty surfaces with a damp cloth and avoid leaving pets outdoors, especially at night. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The White House says they're still trying to find ways to help out in Southern California.
Our administration remains laser focused
on helping those impacted, and we will continue to use every tool available to support the firefighting efforts.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, at least 24 people have died from those fires. It all comes down to choices, especially when it comes to education, says the newly sworn-in Indiana Governor, Mike Braun.
We can settle for complacency in our education system or empower parents and prepare our students for the jobs that will power the future.
He would also like to lower the cost of health care and property taxes. Other Republicans also sworn into office Monday, like Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith and Attorney General Todd Rokita. In an up-and-down day on the market, the Dow up by 358 to close at 42,297. The NASDAQ was in the red by 73, down to 19,088. The S&P 500 was up by 9, finishing the day at 5,836. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 4:34.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years' experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
With traffic at 4:35, what's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, out of Hancock County, we have a 4-mile delay on eastbound 70, like you're going from Indy to Greenfield, and this is between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9 because of a stall. So you have 4.5 miles of slow to stop traffic there on eastbound 70. I'm going to peel off on Mount Comfort Road and take US 40 out to Greenfield State Road 9 instead. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. Looking at inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106 324 65. Eastbound 70 downtown 3-minute delay Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Crash east side Washington Street east of Mithofer and a crash Pleasant Run Parkway at Southeastern. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Make hiring easier with the workforce experts. Let the people at Express Employment Professionals find you the right fit. Hiring is about people, not algorithms. Visit ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Very cold tonight with single-digit wind chills. Tuesday, we're tracking some snow in the morning, early afternoon hours, which could bring up to a half an inch of snow at most, but we'll make for some travel with highs only in the upper teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out today. Jeff Boggs is filling in. And as you guys know, we are pro-law enforcement on this program. Outspoken about it. And got some special guests in studio here. We've got Brian Melton. He is the Public Information Officer for the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. And the Chief Deputy, John Lose. Gentlemen, how the heck are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
So I want to talk about officer recruitment and officer retainment with you guys, because I know this is a big problem here in Marion County, but we know why it's this way in Marion County. You have a very soft on crime prosecutor that lets the bad guys out on a revolving door. You've got a mayor that does not support law enforcement. So what's going on in the other counties? Because it seems like recruitment is a problem elsewhere. Brian, let's start with you. What's going on with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office? Why are recruitment numbers down? What do you think?
I think it has to do with the social and political climate that hit us probably in 2019 or 2020. In that era, it became an unpopular gig based off social media and influence.
Even in communities where I know you have a good prosecutor there, we know that individual well, and it seems like the support for law enforcement is there.
Oh, absolutely. We're very fortunate to work in Hamilton County. All the agencies in Hamilton County have great programs and great support from the local community. I feel bad for the folks in other cities and states that don't have that, because it does make the job harder.
John, let me ask you, as the chief deputy, when you speak to your fellow officers, what's the vibe? What's the feeling that you get from them about what's going on in the world of law enforcement? Are they happy to come to work every day? Do they feel supported by the community every day? Just trying to figure out why, like, some of the numbers are down.
You know, in Hamilton County, we absolutely have the support of the community, and I think the officers feel that. We had over 160 events last year that we were at and representing the agency, and so we are really trying to build that support in the community, and we're trying to get that out on our social media pages, just so people see that interaction with the public. And so I think it's a really good thing. In our community, definitely we're supported. I think, however, people that aren't already working with the agency, they just see like what's in the media, the negativity, and so we've got to do a better job of getting that positivity out there to try to bring them in.
Is this something money can fix?
You know, I think money's important, especially for some of the younger officers. They look at the money first, but then I think they look at opportunity and they look to see if they're supported in that agency.
Well, also, you know, with the new governor and the new lieutenant governor, is that something that could help the process?
You know, I think so. I think when we have a law and order type of administration in, and, you know, we have that with Sheriff Quakenbush, I think when that's in there, I think that really does help. And because people want to know that when they come to work that they're making a difference and that the people are going to be held accountable.
Brian, let me go back to you as the public information officer. I thought it was interesting what John said. The media has a big role in portraying how law enforcement works and the perception of it. Is that a big problem right now, the way that media in Indy, Central Indy specifically, portrays you guys?
I think we have a good rapport with all the news outlets here. Being public information, I have those contacts. They treat us very well. They treat us very well. I don't think I've seen other news casts in other states where they kind of roast their officers.
Right.
Here, I think we've maintained a professional level and relationship that's unheard of, I think, in other areas. I want to touch base real quick, though, on those events he's talking about.
Yeah.
We did over 168 events. You can make any event a recruiting event. You never know. We've got a guy coming in from New Jersey to test that met me at the pumpkin patch at Stuckey's.
Right.
I mean, of all places, you just never know. We picked up somebody from California that came to visit the farmers market in Noblesville. So any place you go can be a recruiting event. Someone did hit me up this week. I put a confidential anonymous survey, and somebody said, you need to quit going to all the fishing holes. Just go to the fishing holes you know they're going to provide. Because we try to hit different universities, and some aren't law enforcement based, and I get that. So
right.
we're going to try to stick around this time with the ones that totally feed us law enforcement people.
All right, I have to ask a quick non sequitur. I see your patches are Hamilton County. That's the Carmel area.
Yes, sir.
Is it also Zionsville?
No, Zionsville is just the
That's
other
Boone,
side.
I believe.
But it's close. But it's
Very
close. Okay,
That's our
well,
neighbor.
I'm filling in for Nigel, who lives up there, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But have any of you ever had to pull Nigel out of an establishment for drunk and disorderly?
No, not at all.
Would you tell us if you did, or?
Probably not right now.
Mr. Laskowski, please put your pants on.
Right, exactly. Maybe a drunk pumpkin patch incident?
Yeah, no drunk pumpkin.
Okay, sorry. I just had to ask that before. Go ahead.
John, let me go back to you. The trials, the tribulations of trying to find more officers. Walk me through this. What do you guys have to do to get more bodies to help you out?
You know, we really have to just continually put stuff out on social media. We're continually working with our officers. Like, do you know someone that could come in, that could test? And we're just trying to bring those people in. It is really difficult because maybe 10 years ago, there would be hundreds of officers or hundreds of candidates showing up. And now we have like 40 and maybe 20 will actually show up. So it's really difficult. And so we're just constantly putting stuff out there, just trying to go to these events. Like Brian spoke about at different universities. We had one at Indiana Tech not too long ago. Mm-hmm. So some of those events are really good, and we have officers or agencies coming in from all over the country
out of state.
trying to get people here. Yes, out of state, trying to get people. So we're really fighting with the people from all over the country that are dealing with the same issues.
Brian, how often do you have to turn candidates away? Like, I know you want to have the best of the best, but is this a situation of, well, years ago, we might not have picked Jeff Boggs. He's a chain smoker. He's a little old. He seems to be out of shape, but we need bodies here. Like, is that part of the process here?
We're not gonna cut the quality. We need the quality candidate. We'd rather have quality over quantity.
Okay.
Because that makes things go very smooth.
Can you guys come back for one more segment here?
Absolutely.
All right, talking a little bit about law enforcement in the donut counties. What are they looking for? We know Marion County's a mess when it comes to leadership, but counties that have pretty good support. What's going on with recruitment? Having this conversation more when we come back.
With the economic cycle so unpredictable, you need to know your risk tolerance or what's an acceptable loss. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. Hi. Trajan Wealth will help you invest tactically and customize your portfolio so it perfectly fits with your risk tolerance level. The first consultation is free at 317-480-4040 or head to TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth knows we can't control the stock market. That's why they always incorporate the economic cycle into your investment considerations. And they know how to handle market turbulence, all important with shifting economic policy and a new administration coming in. Best yet, Trajan Wealth is a fiduciary, and they always have to act in your best interest. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Better water is getting even better at C&J. Get a free Premier reverse osmosis system when you purchase any water softener and save $990. C&J believes everyone deserves better water. Well water or city water. That's why they're investing in you. When you invest in any new water softener from C&J, you also get a Premier reverse osmosis system. That's a $990 value, absolutely free. Call C&J for great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Planes, trains, automobiles, and motorcycles. If you've spent a lot of time working or playing around loud vehicles, you may have trouble hearing on the telephone. Get back in gear with Relay Indiana, providing telephone accessibility to the hard of hearing. Relay Indiana allows hearing-impaired callers to have normal phone conversations through voice recognition technology. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Add clarity back in your phone conversations. Get the CapTel captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99 guaranteed. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m., stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Trust our family to take care of your family. Call us today for our family maintenance plan at 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
All right, coming up after 5 o'clock, wild story involving Caitlin Clark. An arrest has been made in Indy. We'll get you up to date about that story coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock. Right now, Matt Bear's got a look at the roads.
Hey, the stall cleared in Hancock County. The stalled semi on eastbound 70 before State Road 9. Now, we still have stopped traffic a couple of miles after Mount Comfort Road, but the front is clearing out. And hopefully we'll be gone before too long. Inbound 69, stop and go 106th Street to 465. Inbound 65 slows 29th to 2 Meridian Bend. Eastbound 70 slow before and after West Street. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 Cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
20 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
I want something just like this. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige today. I'm Jason Hammer, joined in studio by Brian Melton, the PIO of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, and Chief Deputy John Lowe's is here too. So right now, when it comes to all of these different law enforcement departments around Indy, is this kind of like what I see in the college sports transfer portal, where everybody's trying to steal somebody from another department? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, it's the law enforcement version of NIL.
That's what's going on. And how are you guys doing with that?
We're doing pretty good. We get a lot of lateral applicants from all over the place. In fact, we picked one up, was it last year, 18 months ago, from outside of Dallas, Texas. We've got one coming up to test for us from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And we just picked one up from the state of Washington.
When somebody makes that lateral move, meaning they're basically going to be in the same position, around the same salary, what are the reasons they give you?
A lot of times it's the cost of living is cheaper here than where they're at, whether it be in Florida or the West Coast.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and so when you guys were talking about, the competitive wages, it sounds to me, if you're a 23, a 25, a 26-year-old who's looking to get into a career, we were talking during the commercial break, you can get in and within 5-6 years become a detective.
Yes, our agency's pretty young. There's been, a turnover. So when I first started, I was in my early 20s and I had a full head of hair and a lot smaller waist. But
you've seen some things since then, clearly,
right? Along with my coworkers. But now I've evolved to kind of the third phase of where I'm in the last third, and a lot of the agency is in the first third of their careers. So there's a younger agency, a lot of opportunity for them to become detectives, canine handlers, and what have you.
John, I know you wanted to weigh in on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have a lot of specialties. So like when officers come in, a lot of times they're looking at the salary. And then when they get here, they want to know like what they can do, like a detective, canine, those things. And so we have like a CERT team, which is kind of like a SWAT team in the jail. We have the ERU, emergency response unit. We have a mobile field force. We have crash reconstructionists. So we have a lot of specialties that can really provide opportunities for people that are coming in. It's really important.
Now, John, tell me if I'm wrong here, and it's okay if I totally am, but it feels like in the last 10, 15 years, there's been more awareness about mental health in law enforcement. Like mental health has really been a big topic of conversations, not just in law enforcement, but I guess in every position. Is that something that your officers really take seriously now? Is that perhaps a reason why numbers are down? Maybe people don't want to deal with having to see the crazy things that you guys see on the daily basis.
Sure, it's a possibility. Dealing with people that are in crisis, and it can make it difficult for times. And we do a really good job, I think, of providing resources to individuals. And like, for instance, when they're incarcerated at the jail, we're able to provide like a plan for them when they leave. We're trying to make sure that they're helped out, and we're trying to reduce them coming back to our jail. And on an officer side, we really look at that. It's really important because the officers see things that really you're not supposed to see, things that happen in life that when people are kind of at the down point. And so officers see things, and we've really made that a priority. We are partnering with them for their physical, mental, and spiritual health. And so it's really important that we do that.
When you first got into law enforcement and you had to witness that first grisly situation or heartbreaking situation, whichever one it was, how did you take it, and how long does it take a new officer to kind of get over that first, oh my God, you're not going to believe this type of crime scene?
Sure. I can remember back to the first fatal crash that ever happened, and that's been over 25 years ago. I can remember the first suicide. Those things are really tough, and I think it's important that we have resources like we do to talk about it, because back when I started, when Brian started, it was one of those situations where you didn't talk about it, and it was kind of like, get over it, move on, next call. And now we have resources like a peer support team. We have counselors that our officers can go to anonymously, and no questions asked on that. So it's really important.
Well, I'll tell you, just on my behalf, I don't think any of you get enough credit, for what you do. Even just hearing you say that, when you're dealing with it firsthand. So I think it's horrible what the media has done as far as spinning it into, almost shame on you, for basically just keeping us all safe. So on behalf of me, God bless you, and I hope that more people really do look at this as a great career move that not only is something that's so important, but it's also you can make a really good living off it. So I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So walk me through one more time the elevator pitch. Maybe there's somebody listening right now that's finishing up high school this year. Maybe they're in college. Maybe they're currently working at a police department, but they want to keep their options open about Hamilton County. Here in about 60 seconds or less, tell us why you guys are a good spot for them.
The pay, the benefits, the community that we live in, the equipment that we have. We're blessed to have great equipment. John?
Yeah, I think it's really important. Like our slogan is keeping Hamilton County safe. And so come on board. You can be a part of keeping Hamilton County one of the safest communities in the United States.
And last question before we let you go. How often have you gotten a phone call from Greg Garrison where he's using profanity? Does that happen on the regular? Because, we used to see it on the daily here at WIBC.
No, I have not been the recipient of that. And real quick, I would like to thank Mr. Hart for helping make this happen with you guys, and Americana the Lebanon Grill for helping us out with the gift pack.
Thank you so much, guys. Brian Milton, John Lowe's, God bless you guys. Be safe, and let us know if you guys need anything else.
Okay, thank you very much for having us.
All right, coming up next, a stalker has been arrested. A level 5 felony charge. Now, there's a lot of layers to this. It involves Caitlin Clark. We'll talk about that when we come back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And here's the Comer & Cross difference. We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you'll love your new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor, guaranteed. Call us right now for your quick and easy quote and details on $1,000 off during our winter sale. Even our number's easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and stop smoking without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Early bird special only $49.99 guaranteed. Also, lose all the weight and let Mark Patrick Hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings. Seminars Thursday, January 23rd at the Holiday Inn Express in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m., stop smoking seminar at 8. Or Saturday, January 25th at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text DANDY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text DANDY to 42424. That's DANDY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Coming up in 2 minutes, it's going to be really cold when you head out for work tomorrow morning, and you could be dealing with some snow as well. John Herrick reports on a man arrested Sunday. He's accused of stalking Fever guard Caitlin Clark. And Mike Braun is now your governor. He was sworn in this morning. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. It's about 19 degrees downtown. Skies are mostly clear. Lows into the single digits tonight. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
It's a forecast they don't need. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. As Santa Ana winds return to Southern California, Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz.
Through Wednesday, widespread 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, but at some of those northern hilly areas, you are going to be talking about 50, 60 mile an hour. And again, isolated wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. That is enough to move some of this fire.
Fire crews still fighting to contain the fires that started last week, destroying more than 12,000 homes and other buildings around L.A. and killing more than 20 people. The FBI is alerting the public that copycat attacks are possible after the deadly ISIS-inspired New Year's truck attack in New Orleans. A joint announcement says the FBI and Homeland Security are concerned about a potential public safety threat from violent extremists, possibly targeting crowded public venues. The agency is pledging coordination with state and local law enforcement partners. President Biden says he's leaving the U.S. stronger on the world stage than it was 4 years ago.
Today, I can report to the American people, our alliances are stronger than they've been in decades.
In a final foreign policy speech at the State Department, he talked about U.S. leadership on artificial intelligence and clean energy and defended the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton tells Fox News,
everywhere you turn, America is weaker today than we were 4 years ago.
Also accusing the outgoing president of underfunding the U.S. military. Outgoing National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Israel and Hamas are on the cusp of being able to close a ceasefire and hostage deal.
Whether or not we go from where we are now to actually closing it, the hours and days ahead will tell. But I believe it is there for the taking, and we're going to do everything we can to push it to get it across the line.
Sullivan says they're also coordinating with the incoming Trump administration. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Grab a jacket, a hat, and probably some gloves. 19 degrees with nearly completely clear skies downtown. Your radar is clear. Low temps tonight could drop to the single digits. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Get ready for low temperatures tomorrow and possibly some snow. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says it's probably best you don't spend too much time outside.
Below -10, that would start to reach our excessive cold advisories. And so at that point, it's when you're outside for longer than 30 minutes with exposed skin is when we get to those types of concerns.
Updike says it's possible an inch of snow could cover the roads in the morning. That snow should stop by early afternoon tomorrow. Stalking Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark is what a man from Texas is accused of doing. John Herrick reports.
Police said Monday morning that they arrested Michael Lewis in Indianapolis on Sunday. They say he sent hundreds of harassing messages to Clark on social media. Clark said she never did anything to provoke Lewis and did not respond to his messages because she doesn't know him. Lewis says the whole thing was meant to be a joke and that his relationship with Clark was imaginary. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A Monday standoff on the northeast side of Indianapolis ended with two people escaping an apartment where a man was holding other people inside. A SWAT team and negotiator were called in, says IMPD's William Young.
As officers entered that particular residence, they did locate the alleged suspect and a victim, both who sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. That suspect, we believe, sustained injuries from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
IMPD is still looking into what happened. Now that's Mike Braun has been sworn in as Indiana's next governor. He had this to say this morning.
We cannot accept rising property taxes as an unfortunate fact of life, or explore every avenue to reduce the burden on hardworking Hoosier families.
Braun says he also wants to work on lowering health care costs and claims to do everything that he can to push the state forward. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
Inbound 69A stall before 82nd Street. It's in the left lane, stopped, and traffic is slow back to 116th Street. Also a crash on inbound 69 and 96 on the right shoulder. Inbound 65, that's stop-and-go traffic, 29th at 2 Meridian Penn, 5-minute delay. Eastbound 70, just an additional 2 minutes from Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Crash Pleasant Run Parkway north at Southeastern Drive. Crash west of Sign Girls School Road at Rockville Road. Eastbound 70, still a little bit of a slowdown to deal with at County Road 400 West. That's between Mount Comfort Road and State Road 9. This is going away. Cars are speeding up. The stall is gone. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Very cold tonight with single-digit wind chills. Tuesday, we're tracking some snow in the morning, early afternoon hours, which could bring up to a half an inch of snow at most, but we'll make for some travel with highs only in the upper teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's...
More cold, nasty, snowy weather on the way. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. My name is Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers on Twitter, joining us. And we've got a wild story involving Caitlin Clark, and it falls into the category of legal stuff. So, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Attorney General of Indiana, Todd Rokita, please do the honors.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
So you may have heard in the news earlier, some creepy dude has been arrested for stalking Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, and I actually checked right when that story broke. I wanted to see if it was Greg Doyle. I'm being told it was not Greg Doyle.
Like, isn't that wild? That was everybody's first reaction. Oh my God, did you hear somebody stalking Caitlin Clark? I bet it was Greg Doyle.
Yeah, a grainy photograph of a bald gentleman walking across Meridian. And
in slow motion, turning his head, to scary music. Texas guy charged with stalking and allegedly sending threatening messages to Caitlin on social media. Some dude named Michael Lewis, 55 years old, was arrested yesterday here in Indy and charged with felony 5 stalking. Now, according to court documents, he was sending threats and sexually explicit messages to Caitlin Clark on Twitter. So that's when the FBI sent this emergency disclosure request to the X headquarters, Twitter, requesting more information about Lewis's account. Court documents go on to say, investigators confirmed that the recent messages from Lewis came from a hotel located on the 100 block of West Market Street here downtown, and another IP address from a business downtown. Do not have the address of the business, though. Court documents also say police interviewed Caitlin Clark, who I guess has been very fearful since these messages started to come to her. She told police that she has altered her public appearances and patterns of movement due to fear for her safety, Jeff.
Yeah, I think the whole city's got to stand up and support Caitlin because that's some scary stuff. You have a lot of celebrities, especially in LA, who have stalkers, and that's a life-changing thing on a day-to-day basis. So, hey, all the Colts and all the Pacers, let's remember that we'll beat that dude's ass, whoever did that to Caitlin.
100%. Now, we haven't seen a lot of the messages, especially the more hardcore, explicit stuff he was sending her. But the little bit that came out was basically him saying, I'm driving by your house. I'm circling by your house. Things like that. I'm got tickets. This is the game. I'm going to sit right behind the bench, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And like paraphrasing here, but that's the type of stuff that he was sending out.
Yeah, it's a nerd. It's that kind of thing to where a guy who lives online, maybe he's just disassociated with reality. And
he told the police it was his fantasy, and what he was doing was fantasy role playing. That was his excuse.
Yeah, and that's serious, dangerous stuff. So it's good that we know about it. And moving forward, Caitlin, be smart, have great people around you, and we all want you to be safe.
Now, prosecutor Ryan Mears pursued higher than normal bond for this guy, and the judge granted it. And it's a level 5 felony stalking case. So that's pretty hardcore. Now, listen, that's the right thing to do. Don't get me wrong, that's the right thing to do. But is every person who is stalked the way Caitlin Clark was, is every person going to have the perpetrator hit with the larger than normal bond? And are they going to get hit with the hardest possible charges? Because it feels like this prosecutor, and again, this is the right thing, but he's almost going out of his way to say, look how tough we're going to be on this person going after Caitlin Clark. I would hope that every single woman who has the same type of situation and charges get filed, it's as severe. Does that make sense?
I think it totally makes sense. There's a comparison right now to the fires in LA and the floods in North Carolina. Your heart goes out to both people. You just hope that the federal government's going to take care of both of them in the same way. Caitlin Clark, my goodness, we don't, she's going to be a star in this city for a decade, hopefully more, and we want her to be taken care of. But the people who aren't famous, we want them to be taken care of too.
The random mother, the random daughter, if they've got some lunatic going after them, is the prosecutor in Marion County going to pursue higher than normal bond? Is the judge going to agree with that?
Well, yeah. And also, stalking Caitlin Clark, terrible. Find the guy, arrest him. But what about the dude at Castleton Square Mall who ran after a guy with a gun and his charges were dropped? Let's just even the playing field, please.
More legal stuff here. According to ICE sources, The man seen in that viral video being subdued by residents in the LA fires, the guy with the yellow blowtorch, was indeed an illegal alien from Mexico. His name is Juan Manuel Sierra Leiva. He is in custody on a probation violation. Now, he has not been charged with anything related to the fires, despite the fact that he had a blowtorch, had ways to start fires, and he was near the fires, Jeff.
Yeah, has there ever been a more perfect headline that sums up where we're at as a country? Guy with blowtorch seen starting fires in California turns out to be illegal alien. It's like that. That's kind of,
and not charged with that.
And of course he won't be
charged. It's almost like an Al Capone thing. Like Al Capone was ultimately taken in on tax evasion. It wasn't anything with, organized crime or murder or assault or anything like that. OJ got arrested for memorabilia stuff.
Right.
Got away with killing people. This guy, who again, I can't stress this enough, is on video with a yellow blowtorch in the West Hills, was not charged with potential arson.
Well, it always has quotes, though, around blowtorch. Have you noticed in the paper? I don't understand. Like, what's the definition of a blowtorch? We see the video. It obviously blows torch out. So I don't know why for legal reasons.
Those seem like the two big, components of having a blowtorch. It blows and there's a torch.
Right.
Even more legal stuff. A cleaning woman in Florida is accused of assaulting her elderly client, forging checks, and stealing money after being denied a $500 Christmas bonus. Here is Todd Goodyear, Public Information Officer of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, talking about the arrest of Heather Nelson.
She actually took the check by force, took some Christmas cards that had money in it, took some debit and credit cards, left from the residence, and then forged signatures and took quite a bit of money, or attempted to take quite a bit of money in from this woman. Based on what she was using the monies for, she was in financial trouble. Maybe she just saw this as the only way possibly out of it. But to take advantage of one of our elderly seniors is not what you do.
So this is almost Griswold-like here, where you didn't get your Christmas bonus and you just completely flip out.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to side with the person. I supported Clark Griswold for, when he got the Jelly of the Month club, you're going to snap. So a $500, you're denied a $500 Christmas bonus. Do what you want. Kind of.
By the way, going back to the LA fires, Steve sends us a message on social media. When talking about what's happening in Los Angeles, please remember, when you're discussing the Honorable Mayor Bass, the B is silent. Thank you, Steve. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Hammer, we have a stall really causing us trouble here on inbound 69 before 82nd Street. It's in the left lane, and right now traffic is stopped back to 106th Street. Delay time is 116 minutes. Also looking at inbound 65 stop and go traffic, 29th to Meridian Penn for a 5-minute delay. Eastbound 465 stop and go Keystone Avenue over to I-69 Benford. Crash. Pleasant Run at Southeastern Drive. Crash north of downtown 34th and Penn. Crash west of Side. Girls School Road at Rockville Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, it's 20 degrees at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Tomorrow, temperatures very, very low. Cold weather. The low, regular temperature, 1 degree. 1 damn degree, which means that the wind chill factor, we're talking about anywhere from -5 to -15 tomorrow and Wednesday. And you could also see a little bit of snow. A squall! Squall could happen tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date. Matt Baer will have traffic in the morning and afternoon here at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up here in just a little bit, we will play a fun round of Are You Okay With This? That is coming up next here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hammer and Nigel here for our friends at Mark Deedle Realty, markdeedle.com. Look, there are rising interest rates out there. There's economic uncertainty. People are optimistic about Trump, but at the same time, we're still living in the reality that has been set by the previous administration. So if you want a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate, you need to make that phone call to Mark Deedle. Mark Deedle is the official real estate agent of the Hammer and Nigel show. And what separates Mark Deedle from the other real estate agents, seems like everybody now is getting their license, but Mark Deedle is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time because of the guarantee. Mark Deedle, he is the one that can guarantee your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right. He will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. That is what separates Mark Deedle. Give him a call today, 317-755-4232, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Take the guesswork out of fat loss and kick off 2025 with clarity, focus, and a healthier you. Join us for the free Holistic Integration Fit Focus Seminar Wednesday, January 29th at 6 p.m. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio. You'll learn how diagnostics, nutrition plans, and therapies work together to transform your health. You'll discover the benefits of services like our infrared sauna and Invisired lipo laser therapy. And you'll be empowered with actionable steps for lasting weight loss and more energy. And those who attend will be able to schedule a nutrition consult and your choice of a body composition analysis or an advanced Fit 3D body scan for just $25. The free Holistic Integration Seminar Fit Focus featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, January 29th at 6 p.m. Learn more and RSVP by calling 317-848-8048 or on our website at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air. Nobody cares for you like family. Your American Standard Air dealer.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, okay, guys. We are going to play Are You Okay With This? And guess what? I'm going to host it.
That's right. Cool. I'm giving the keys to Allison here.
I'm taking over. You both ready? I'm going to read you a story, and then you guys are going to say if you're okay with this or not. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. A town in the UK blocked a new pizzeria from opening because the children in the area were already too fat. Fat Boy Hammer, what do you believe about this?
Good Lord! I'll let you host one segment here. Next thing you know, you're calling me fat.
You're representing your people. You're welcome.
Fine. No, I'm representing the fat adults. It's the fat kids that are ruining this for everybody. So no, I'm not okay with this. As a kid, you should be outside. You should be playing. You should be doing Little League. You should be doing some sort of gymnastics, whatever you're into. There's no reason for you to be a fat kid, okay? I was a fat kid at one point. I was so fat in Pee Wee football, I had to have a blue stripe on my helmet. That told me I was too fat to carry the football.
You were a blue striper?
I was a blue striper. But you know what? I lost weight, and I looked so damn good, I was voted sexiest man in Beech Grove, not once, but twice, beating out both Brian Bosma and Mike Chappell. So I've got a problem. I got a problem here with the fat kids in the UK. Get it together so the fat adults can have the new pizzeria. A new pizzeria would be an amazing thing for the community. But no, we can't have it because little Johnny's a chunker here. I got a problem with that, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Hammer on this one. I think we should ban dumb people from TikTok and ban the fat kids from pizzerias. So yeah, I'm with you.
If we were going to have this philosophy in Indiana, which community do you think has the fattest kids? Now, there is a right answer.
Ooh.
There is a right answer. Allison?
You said fat is in Indiana?
Which central Indiana city or community, Marion County, the donut counties, do you think has the fattest kids?
The donut counties.
Nope.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But after years of coaching baseball and being around sporting events, I've got an answer.
I think... I'm going to say it because I'm from Morgan County, but we got some big bone people.
Plainfield was the answer.
Ooh. Really?
Plainfield was the answer,
So close.
yes.
Hendricks, right?
Just a bunch of fat little red Quaker kids going to Plainfield High School.
Big boned.
Yep.
Little Johnny Fat Ass, absolutely.
All right.
Fat kids in Plainfield.
Uber has a new promotion for teenagers where they're offering up to free rides, up to 6 of them, if you send them proof that you failed your driver's test. So they say that they're covering you while you have another chance to retake it. Are you okay with this?
No, because Uber is now encouraging people to kind of half-ass their driver's test. Like, that is something you should want to pass. You should study. You should cram. You should really, do it right. Now, with this, the kids are going to be thinking, well, if I do fail it, screw it. I can get a bunch of free rides from Uber, and I'll take the test again here soon. No. We're raising participation trophies here, Jeff, and I think it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I want to disagree with you, but I feel the exact same way. This is ridiculous. I wonder how far you can go, though, like on these rides.
Yeah.
Is it a $10 ride, or can I hitch a ride to Martinsville? You know what I mean?
Remember when Edgerrin James was on the Colts, and he doesn't like to fly, so he took a cab from, from Miami to Indianapolis.
Sure, yeah, but that's a lot. 6 free Uber rides? That's something to think about. So, yeah, I think it's something.
And plus, if you get those fat kids from Plainfield in there, they're going to stink up the car. They're going to be spilling cookie crumbs all over the thing. Little fatties.
If you have kids in Plainfield, make sure to call in and tell Hammer what you think.
Well, it's a new era in college sports. Coaches are now saying that they'll bench you if you don't do what you're getting paid to do. Fair enough. Here's Tennessee coach Rick Barnes.
I took him out first play of the second half because he didn't shoot the ball. I mean, that play was designed for that shot. And I told him, I said, if you're not going to do what you're getting paid to do, you can sit over here because he is getting paid to do.
Listen, after watching Indiana crap the bed and knowing how much we're paying those guys, I'm totally fine with this. I'm 100% Team Rick Barnes. If we're going to pay these athletes, these student athletes, then they got to start doing their job, or we should fire them, the same way we brought them in.
And Tennessee won that game, by the way, too. Like, Rick Barnes is ticked off. They still won the game. Now, Tennessee is a pretty good basketball program this year. They should have won by more. But I don't understand why this is controversial. We all know these kids are getting paid now. He's just the first coach to come out and say, yeah, if you're not going to do what you're getting paid to do, you can sit next to me. I'm going to channel young me. Bob Knight used to say this all the time. The greatest motivator in sports is the bench. Bench sends the message to ass sends the message to brain, and then brain sends the message to the court. So I'm 100% all in on this.
Yeah, we need Rick Barnes to talk to all those fat kids in Plainfield, too, and tell them, shape up or get out of here.
We're going to run some suicide, you little chunkers.
Right.
Run some of those jelly rolls off that red pride T-shirt you got on.
A Florida sheriff's deputy has resigned from his job after he crashed in a civilian's car, but he'd been distracted because he was watching adult videos on his phone.
It doesn't say adult videos. It says porn.
I believe it says adult videos, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
This is a Christian program.
No, listen, I think that...
Are you okay with this?
How do you even answer it? Is anyone okay with this? This was a police officer. We just had two great, officers in here who seemed wonderful, and now you got a guy down in Florida watching porn while he's driving his wife's car, I assume. Yeah, that's pretty bad stuff.
To quote George Costanza, was that wrong? Should I not have done that? Because if anybody had told me that type of thing was frowned upon, I got to plead ignorance to this one. Yes, of course, this is something. I don't care if you're a sheriff's deputy or if you're one of these, folks that work at a fast food restaurant. When you get out on the road, there's already enough distractions. There are dumb drivers. There are people that are intoxicated. And certainly, people watching porn on their phone falls into that category. What's wrong with porn? It's what it is. Pornography.
During your drive, come on, people.
But you're saying we should say adult content?
Adult content should be for your private.
Okay.
Well, it is kind of. I mean, it is.
Hammer, we can't say porn anymore.
Okay. We can, just so we know, Allison has drawn a line at the word pornography, which is an actual term for adult cinema.
Right.
But we keep making fun of fat little 6-year-olds in Plainfield, and she's perfectly fine with that. She's
I called them big boned. I believe they're big boned. All right, moving on.
So is some porn.
One more here. We got 54% of people say that the food spread at the Super Bowl party has a power to make or break the experience. I agree. And 1 in 3 people say that it's also a good idea for the host to have an antacid on hand. Are you okay with this?
Have an antacid on hand?
Antacid.
Antacid. I'm sorry.
Because of that, you have to say the word porn, Allison.
That's worse than porn. Antacid. I would say this. One of my favorite times of the year, Super Bowl parties. And I can't wait to see what's on the table. I don't even mind when someone makes a meat stadium. Have you seen those where they replicate a stadium? And
my wife was going to do that, but now she's going to be out of town.
Oh, that's too bad. So I think I'm totally fine with this. And you just made me realize we're 3.5 weeks away from the Super Bowl. I can't wait to eat.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday at our house. The spread looks like a Donald Trump White House celebration. There's a fast food buffet that, Ricky Bobby and his kids would be praying over. There's a little pizza. There's some wings. There's some Taco Bell. There's KFC. There's a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah, when I started coming on the show, I will tell you, my mother gave me one rule. You're not allowed to tell the Super Bowl story about what happened at our house during the party in 1989. So I won't tell that maybe when we get closer to the Super Bowl, but it's a good one.
Good tease.
Oh, what a tease right there. How about that? All right, coming up here in just a moment, an update on those fires in Los Angeles. The LA fire chief criticizing the mayor. What do we do with that? And there is a number. And that's all I'm going to say. That's coming up right after we check the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More problems caused by snow. 18 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. You do have a clear radar. Low of 8 possible tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Tuesday morning, you could be getting some light snow, and it could mess with your drive into work. Ryan Hedrick reports.
The snow will start before sunrise in the western part of the state.
And push throughout the morning. Not expecting too much snow, but it may, make the roads a little bit more slick in the morning hours. We're looking at 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow across portions of the area.
That's Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He says they're keeping an eye on another storm Friday, but he's unsure if it will bring rain or snow. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A man from Texas has been charged with felony stalking after he sent several threats and sexual messages to Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark. Michael Lewis was arrested Sunday at a hotel in Indianapolis. He told IMPD officers that his relationship with Clark was imaginary and all those messages were just jokes. Clark told the police it was no laughing matter and that she was scared and even changed up her routine to keep Lewis away. A Monday standoff on the northeast side ended with 2 people escaping in apartments where a man was holding others inside. SWAT and a negotiator were brought to the scene, says IMPD's William Young.
As officers entered that particular residence, they did locate the alleged suspect and a victim, both who sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. That suspect, we believe, sustained injuries from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Police are still looking into what happened. President Biden says he's leaving office with the U.S. in a better place now than it was when he started. started. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
Delivering a capstone foreign policy speech, President Biden told diplomats at the State Department America is more capable and better prepared.
While our competitors and adversaries are facing stiff headwinds, we have the wind at our back because of all of you.
1 week before leaving office, President Biden says the incoming administration should carry forward on U.S. leadership in artificial intelligence and a clean energy transition.
They don't even believe climate change is real. I think they come from a different century. They're wrong. They are dead wrong.
In the Middle East, President Biden says a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza is on the brink of coming to fruition. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
It all comes down to choices, especially when it comes to your education, says the newly sworn-in Indiana Governor Mike Braun.
We can settle for complacency in our education system or empower parents and prepare our students for the jobs that will power the future.
He also wants to lower the cost of health care and property taxes. Other Republicans were also sworn into office today, like Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith and Attorney General Todd Rokita. And with a look at the roads at 5:33, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, stall coming in from Fisher, southbound 69 and 82nd Street over on the shoulder, and stopping us back to 106th Street, 17-minute delay. Looking at southbound 465 east side, slow from Washington Street past 74. Inbound 65, stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Crash in the north split. This is northbound 65, 70 on the ramp to northbound 65. Traffic is loaded back to Michigan Street on that exit side. Looking at westbound 70 out of downtown, slow from Meridian out to Harding. Eastbound 70, stop and go after Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Very cold tonight with single-digit wind chills. Tuesday, we're tracking some snow in the morning, early afternoon hours, which could bring up to a half an inch of snow at most, but we'll make for some travel with highs only in the upper teens. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
As of last night, neither of those big dueling fires out in L.A. anywhere near to being fully contained. The Palisades fire, which I believe is near Malibu, and the Eaton fire near Pasadena. Thousands of homes still at risk. The flames moving a little further away from the most populated spots. But, Jeff, we were talking earlier, now these, what is it, the Santa Anita winds are coming in? Santa Ana winds.
Yep. Yeah, you just never know. I mean, the one thing about Los Angeles, if there's a fire, you wake up in the morning, you can taste the fire. You don't even have to open your curtains. You could tell there's a fire. So these guys have now had, 5 days? We're going on day 5. The biggest problem is the Santa Ana winds are starting to blow again. That makes it unpredictable. And so, really praying for everyone out there. It's ridiculous that they still are having some water problems. But I don't know if you saw, I think it was in West Hollywood today, there was a water main break and there's water flying down the street. And people are like, why weren't we able to use that to put out the Runyon Canyon fire?
Right.
So it's a total lack of leadership. And, here we go again. In the next couple days, they're in trouble.
The officials upped the death toll to at least 24. 16 of those people died in the Eaton fire and 8 in the Palisades fire. And it's looking like this could be the most expensive, costliest fire in U.S. history, with an estimate of $150 billion.
Wow. That is, that's getting into some real money right there. And you know what's crazy? So you go through social media when this is happening, and it's quicker than legacy media. You just go to social media, because when I heard Runyon Canyon was on fire, which is right where I used to live, I want to see if it's really on fire. But the problem is, I'm now seeing videos of all of the fires starting at the same time. Have you seen that one where it's like the triangle? And why were they starting at the exact same time? I mean, these are 40 miles apart. It's uneducated to say embers could have flown from Pasadena to Palisades. It really you start to question, were these intentionally set? Were some of them intentionally set? I don't think anyone knows yet. There's a lot of fake videos going around, but my goodness, when it's $150 billion of damage, somebody's got to figure that out.
And we've kind of got a woke on woke feud going on here, too. So you've got the LA fire chief, Kristen Crowley. She is blaming the mayor, Karen Bass, for a lot of the problems in regards to this fire. The fact that the city slashed over $17 million in budget money from the fire department. The fact that you've got no water in this reservoir. The forestry was a big mess. Now, that could kind of fall in the lap of Gavin Newsom, even though he's deflecting left and right. But here is the fire department chief, Kristen Crowley, telling her side of the story, throwing Mayor Karen Bass, or as someone said earlier, the B should be silent, under the bus.
The fire department needs to be properly funded. We know where our gaps in service are. We know we need 62 new fire stations. We need to double the size of our firefighters. The growth of this city since 1960 has doubled, and we have less fire stations. Since 2010, we've had an increase, doubled our call volume, which is firefighters responding to calls, 55% increase with 68 less firefighters. Our firefighters need to be properly funded so that they can do their jobs.
Man, when they start eating each other, it's crazy. I mean, this is, it's going to be a political Hunger Games out there because somebody's going to take the fall. And I guarantee Gavin Newsom won't be the person. And Karen Bass is awfully nervous right now. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up taking the fall.
And again, the LA Times has come out and basically said, we apologize for endorsing Karen Bass. We wish we had not have done that. And Gavin Newsom, you're right. He is working overtime to not take the fall on this. He's going anywhere where there's a camera, and there's always a camera around Gavin, and he's throwing Karen Bass under the bus, saying, hold on here. The whole reservoir thing, that wasn't me. We're going to, quote, investigate that.
Speaking of going anywhere where there's a camera, did you see the horrible Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? They showed up to a fire-ravaged section of Los Angeles, and all the eyewitnesses there were like, they stayed for 15 minutes. They brought their own camera crew. She wept a little bit, but kept checking her makeup. And even Prince Harry was like, what are we doing here? I mean, they're competing with Alec Baldwin for worst person in the world 2025.
Meghan Markle and Harry put out a statement saying, because of the devastating fires, our reality show will be delayed.
Yeah, I'm sure history books will remember January 12th as the day Meghan Markle postponed her cooking reality show on Netflix.
I don't know how much South Park you guys watch, but do yourself a favor. Research the South Park episode where they're making fun of Harry and Meghan wanting their privacy. It may be top 5 South Park of all time.
It's incredible.
One of the absolute best. Miss Allison, hit me with some mood music, please. We now have a number. Scientists in China say there is a specific number of times a man needs to have relations each year to cut down the risk of heart disease. Research carried out by scientists and doctors in China found that gentlemen who engage in a lot of amorous activity are less likely to suffer from heart disease and strokes later in life. So, after analyzing several studies, which involved 17,243 United States adults to see how doing the hibbity-dibbity impacts their health and the longevity of their heart, it turns out that 103 is the number. Gentlemen who get laid 103 times a year, which is roughly twice a week, had a much lower risk of contracting any sort of heart disease or stroke-like symptoms later in life, Jeff.
So basically this tells me Bill Clinton's going to live forever, right? Because Tubby got around.
He did. And listen, he looks pretty rough right now, but he's still walking. He's around. So 103 is the number, but let's just say that you can't live up to Clinton-like standards. Just once a week, basically 52 times a year, can still bring substantial health benefits. And yes, for those wondering, this must be with a partner.
Sure. Yeah, that was a question. I'm sure people are out there wondering because they're like, I've
been working out every day since I was 13.
Right. I've already topped that in January.
I'm going to live forever.
No, I think this is great. You have a married couple having relations. They're going to be healthy and they're going to live a long life. Yeah, that's good. Although, I mean, what was the study? Could we see the research? I always wonder when I see things like this, like who did the research and were the people telling the truth?
I don't really think you want to see.
I do. I want to actually see the research if you can get your hands on that video.
Okay, because I got to tell you, I'm willing to bet some of these 17,243 United States citizens are the type of people that are always naked on the nude beach that should not be naked on the nude beach.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, never mind. I don't want to see anything. I trust it.
And a new poll of vegetarians and vegans, which I got to be honest, I don't know the difference between. Allison, do we know the difference between vegetarians and vegans?
So vegans also don't eat dairy products like eggs or milk.
Okay.
Vegetarians do.
38% of vegetarians and vegans admit that they have cheat meals that involve meat. Well, what the hell here? Like, don't go out of your way to be a vegetarian and a vegan if your cheat meal is always going to be meat, right?
Right. I'm gender biased anytime someone talks about vegans and vegetarians. If you're a girl, I have no problem. Do whatever you want to do, to maintain or to be healthy. But man, if you're a guy who's a vegetarian, that's that's a warning sign to every woman out there that he probably isn't going to be the one. So,
and probably can name every single song from Luke Bryan, correct?
Well, I wasn't going to bring Luke up today, but yes, and also Peace Sitting Down and owns rollerblades, that type of thing.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text DANDY to 425
42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text DANDY to 42424. That's DANDY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Friendly reminder to change your filter. Head on over to our website at familyhvac.net for some of the best pricing on filters around.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast. All right, we need 25 more people to hit like on that YouTube stream. That gets us over 100. 25 more beautiful, sexy, patriotic Hoosiers. Hit that thumbs up on the WIBC YouTube stream. That gets us to 100. Matt Bear.
Northbound 6570 in the north split. That's a crash on the ramp. Continuing to northbound 65, ramp is open, partially blocked. Traffic is slow back to the south split, and that slows down eastbound 70 from west. Looking at northbound 465 on the east side, slow after Penn Pike up to 75th. Inbound 69, the stall cleared. Still have traffic that stop and go from 106th Street to 465 on a 12-minute delay. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
18 temperature starting to fall off a cliff here at 93 WIBC and the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
How about some good news? We spent most of the show today talking about fires and stalkers and all types of stuff that just kind of make you shake your head. How about this? The Indiana Pacers, 6-0 in the year 2025, Jeff. Ever since the year changed, the Pacers have not lost a game. Had a great come-from-behind win against the best team in the league last night. We'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, that was, it's so cyclical, the Indiana sports calendar. You know, you're just like, I grew up a diehard Indiana Hoosiers basketball fan, Bob Knight, and that's, you grow up dreaming of doing that. I'm still a diehard fan. It's just the team sucks. And something happened that took some of the fire out of your belly for the Hoosiers. But then, the Colts came to town and Peyton Manning came to town and you're like, okay, well, now I'm a diehard Colts fan. And then John Starks, I guess before that, John Starks headbutted Reggie, and now we're all like diehard Pacer fans. And then Caitlin Clark, comes to town, and it's such an odd thing. Right now, we're so down with the Colts. It was so depressing watching playoff football this weekend and knowing we weren't even mentioned. There was no mention of the Indianapolis Colts.
And if you watch those teams, we don't deserve to be there.
We're not even close.
No.
So it was nice, to see the Pacers. A little worrisome at the beginning. I think we started 15-15. So a little worrisome that maybe last year was just a blip. I think the guys are kind of back, and I think they have a good team mentality. So I'm all in. I own so many articles of Pacers clothing that they have to be good. Otherwise, It really brings it down what I can wear. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Them, Indiana football, it's just so odd how it switches from kind of a couple years to a couple years.
Are you rooting for Notre Dame to beat Ohio State in the championship football game?
I am. It's a tough one because, listen, whatever happens, Indiana lost to the national champion. But, I am rooting for Notre Dame because at the end of the day, it comes down to their Indiana. And I like Notre Dame. I have no problem with Notre Dame, except when they played Indiana, which I still think we would have won that game in Bloomington if the weather was good. But that's neither here nor there. I am rooting for Notre Dame. But I don't add them on the list. When I think Indiana, Pacers, Colts, Hoosiers, but now Caitlin Clark, I can't wait to see.
Now, the trained people are going to be like, hold on. What about Purdue? Purdue, we made it to a national championship game earlier, last season, and, put the Boilers in the mix. Do you put them in the mix?
No. Next question.
Okay. Just making sure the trained people are going to come at you. But yeah, Pacers 6-0. The bad news is I think Tyrese Halliburton re-aggravated that hamstring last night. And just when you get the feeling that, all right, last year's team is back. They're running, they're gunning, they're sharing the ball, they're, alley-oop dunking. This is the team we want. Halliburton gets injured again, so we'll see how that progresses. All right, do not go anywhere. We've got another hour to go. Big day. We have a new governor. We have a new lieutenant governor here in the great state of Indiana. We'll hear a little bit of their speeches. Mike Braun, Micah Beckwith. That's all coming up next.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Hammer and Nigel here for our friends at the Low T Center. Guys, it's a brand new year. I get it. Skies are gray. It's cold outside. So if you're feeling tired, if you're lacking motivation and drive, the real reality is it might not just be the weather. It's not a seasonal thing. It could be low T, low testosterone. Go have it checked at the Low T Center. That place really is your one-stop shop for all things men's health. So not only can you have testosterone checked out, you can also be screened for some cancers. And yes, the Low T Center, they also have weight loss medication. So make this the year you focus on you. The experts at the Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping men's health. For current patients, the Low T Center offers you $150 credit for every new patient that you refer. So the more you refer, the more credits you can get. Book that appointment online right now. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
The Christmas holiday is done. You got some great gifts, and you might find that you've got some old jewelry